The Bobcats remain at the top of the upper Midwest division in the TBL. And here with us today to talk about that win, the wins last week, and what's coming up this week is the head coach of the Bobcats, Chandler Levingston Simon. Chandler, normally that chair is full with somebody on your team, but you guys are busy today talking to some youngsters at the elementary school. Also, getting ready for another game this week. How has it been preparing for that game while also getting out in the community?
It's challenging at times with the time commitment and things like that, but it's all part of the job and being out in the community and different things like that. So it's great in that regard.
It's always fun being at games and seeing kids that are 6, 7, 8, 10, 12 years old get just infatuated with the players and just their athletic ability, but also the players getting involved with the youngsters as well. We see it a lot during games, but I'm sure it's special from your seat being able to see the players interact with the kids while they're in class.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely you see a different side.
Yeah.
You know, some guys may come off as not personable, and then the kids get them smiling and going and joking around, and they just light up a little bit.
Who are some guys that may stick out as guys that don't seem personable, but the personalities shine when they're around the kids in the classroom?
Well, I mean, I got to see both the St. Louis guys today.
Okay.
Well, technically, Josh Rivers is not from St. Louis, but he picks and chooses when he wants to claim it.
You can't pick and choose.
Oh yeah, no,
You can't do that.
Yeah. He's like, so it's like, because it's Alton, and then St. Louis, so he's technically from Alton.
That's on. You can Google that and see that.
Yeah, and it's on the other side of the river.
Yeah.
But it's still it's like if I would say I'm from Chicago.
Yeah.
I'm from the suburbs. It's about the same distance.
It's like people in Gary saying they're from Chicago. Like it's not the same.
Yeah.
I don't know if that you would know better than me if that actually happens. I have no idea. But if I'm from Gary, I would probably claim Gary over Chicago. But I'm sure that goes back and forth.
No.
No.
You don't.
No.
Most people don't. That's Fudge.
Okay.
Does not claim that he's from Gary.
He doesn't. He doesn't at all. Because this whole time, I know you guys knew each other for a very long time. I always thought he was from Chicago. And then when he was on the show this season, he said that he's from Gary. And I'm thinking, I thought you were from the other side of the border, not this side of the border.
So that makes it even more difficult with Plum doesn't help that because he calls him Chicago.
Plum calls Fudge Chicago.
Mm-hmm. Or he'll call him Chicago.
I don't understand that. But see, he's from Louisiana.
But they went to school together.
That's what I thought.
So when they went to school together in Missouri, he was like, yeah, I guess he was the only one that was from that general area.
Yeah.
So that's why I guess, started calling him that.
I guess.
Yeah. But back to your original point, though, about the two of them, they're not really, they're to themselves a lot.
Josh, and who is
Corey.
Where's Corey? So Corey's from St. Louis.
Corey's from St. Louis.
Okay.
He is 100% St. Lunatic, Sexy Red, St. Louis Arch, Emo's Pizza, St. Louis.
It is definitely that part of the country is unique. I'll put it that way.
Mm-hmm. Oh no, if he comes on, ask him about Sexy Red.
You mean when?
Yeah, when?
I mean, I know like if, but I'm hoping he does.
Yeah. So no, ask him just if you have a question about Sexy Red, he'll sit there, he'll start laughing, and then he'll get all excited, and then answer the question, whatever question it was.
Okay.
He loves her. Big fan.
Who are you a big fan of?
What, musically or just
in general? I know we just talked about, so I don't know if you're going to bring that up or not.
The Lord. Big fan of the Lord.
Big fan of basketball and big fan of the Lord.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna dive into that at all. I am not going to, because we could be here all day talking about stuff. Let's do this, man, because we don't really go back into it when we were kids. Who were some of your TV crushes when you were a kid?
Ashley from Fresh Prince.
Okay. I
Um,
think a lot of people liked her. A lot of people.
Christina Milian, because I used to Love Don't Cost a Thing. I like that
Okay.
movie.
Okay.
Yeah. And then Megan Good.
That's an easy one.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody would just say Megan Good.
Well, because I used to like watch Megan Good like on Cousin Skeeter.
Okay.
So yeah, if you that was that was what 98. The show came out 98 2000.
Something
On
like
for like
that.
3
I
or
didn't
4
watch
years.
Cousin Skeeter that much.
But yeah, no,
I didn't.
those were the three.
I feel like the Ashley one is almost a given because when we grew up and everybody watched the show.
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and say I'll say the first one that comes to my head. Topanga from Boy Meets World.
Okay.
Easy.
That's solid.
Easy.
Very solid.
The only everybody that knows me, it was Topanga and that was it. No matter what. And I can't really think of any others because I was such a Boy Meets World fan watching the TV show.
Yeah.
I mean, I watched Sister and some of the other shows that were on at that time, but it was just Topanga. That was the one and the only person that was like the only TV crush.
That's understandable. She's still as good today.
Yeah, I will agree with that. What were some of your favorite TV shows? We'll get to basketball, y'all. Trust me. Chandler and I don't get a chance to talk like this on a show at all. So we'll get to basketball in a second.
What time period? That's a better.
Before 90s. Let's just stick with the 90s.
So actually, like I love Fresh Prince.
Mm-hmm.
Who else? Martin. Because that was one of my brother's favorite shows. So
Okay.
So my brother's 12 years older than me.
Mm-hmm.
And if anybody knows me, they know I spent like almost every day with my brother.
Yeah.
Like wherever he went, I was at his hip until he went off to college.
Okay.
So we'd watch those two for sure. We watched Jamie Foxx show a fair amount.
Fancy.
Yeah.
We neither one of us said fancy.
Yep.
It didn't pop into my head either, but she was special.
Yeah. And then when I was watching stuff on my own, what was it? I watched Even Stevens a fair amount.
Okay.
I watched the Rugrats. Who else? Hey Arnold.
Got to. Football head.
Yeah. So I actually went as Gerald for Halloween one year.
I dig that.
Yeah. That was when I had my high top. I used to look exactly like my dad.
Make you an extra in a house party.
Well, it didn't start off as a high top. So I had the Swaggy P, like the Nick Young, like it. So it's like kind of like a high top, but it's like curls on top and it's shaped and then in the back kind of like the mohawk, but it's not quite a mohawk.
Mm-hmm.
So I had that like the whole time I was playing basketball in Kansas City.
Okay.
And then I went to Valpo. Didn't have a barber. We had team pictures. They're like, yeah, you gotta get a haircut, something like that. The dude kind of just was like, boom, mohawk. He like trimmed off the sides a little bit more, and then it ended up looking like a mohawk. And then the coach was like, yeah, we don't do mohawks, man. You gotta figure that out. Then I had to take that off, off, and then ended up just being a high top.
Okay.
And then that turned to a Gumby at one point.
We're going all over the place right now.
Yeah. Like, you know what I'm talking about. The Gumby had a little,
Mm-hmm.
I had that literally for a day. And my mom was like, nah. she was like, no.
Mom, don't play.
No. She was like, I'll let you do whatever you want. But she's like, you're not about to walk around like that. Sorry.
Yeah, you ain't about to embarrass the family name.
I mean, it didn't look bad. It just wasn't the best look.
Right.
Yeah, so I did that and then it turned into waves for like a week or 2 weeks. And I started growing my hair back out. And I've had braids ever since.
Oh, you've had the long hair. What was that? Going on 10 years? 8
Yeah.
years? 7, 8?
So yeah, that was 2014, 15. Yeah, then I just started growing my hair back out. I got braids. I got the traditional. I went to Mexico braids. It's the first time I got my hair braided. I went down to Mexico. I was just like, oh, well, I'm here. Why not? Let's do it.
That's not stuff we do.
I got the vacation bread.
That's not stuff we do.
Hey, it was like $10. I'm like, I mean, she doing her thing over there. Hook me up.
Yeah.
Because I was initially just had the fro for a little bit. And then I was like, well, why not?
But your hair felt cooler after you doing that too, because it was probably hot down there.
It did, and then it didn't. Because she definitely had some practice.
Yeah.
She was gripping the mess out of my hair. I had little bumps on my neck from being pulled. Like, yeah, if your hair gets pulled like too much, you'll get like the little bumps.
Oh no, I never.
So yeah, no, so like that was a whole thing.
I had no idea.
But then after that, I just kept getting my hair braided after that.
Okay.
And then I cut it in 2018. Not all the way off, but like down.
Yeah.
And then grew back out again. I was like, yeah, no, I waited like a month and just got my braids back.
Yeah. I had. We were talking about TV shows. Got on here. I had my hair braided mid high school.
Okay.
I had a fro in 8th grade. Went into high school. Had the fro still, and I think end of freshman year, maybe beginning of sophomore year, had my hair braided for a little bit of time, and then cut it either into sophomore year, into junior year of high school, and I've had it short hair ever since.
Okay.
And I'm not going back to long hair. Like you rock it very, very well. Even when your hair is not braided, it looks a lot better than a lot of people when they don't have their hair braided. But now we got to get back to the basketball. We ain't talked basketball not once at all. We went from TV crushes to TV shows to hair to Mexico. Who knows? Bobcats are 7-1. They are the top of the Upper Midwest Division, like I mentioned earlier. Had a few games last week. Went 2-1 last week. Except for the first loss of the year last week too. Trip to Logansport. Followed it up with a massive win over the Memphis Lions. Then a 2-point win over Lake County. And let's start there because that clip of that last play was on social media. And I saw the technique. I don't know what was going through your head or why you called that play at the end, but I saw why you passed the ball back to the inbounder and how that created some stuff going towards the baseline there. What was going through your head as you were able to draw that play up for Larry to get that shot?
The funny thing is that's the exact same play that we ran twice against Logansport. We just kind of tailored it a little bit differently.
Yeah.
So I'm like, well, we made it like 3-4 times at this point. Why not just stick with it until somebody stops it? So, I mean, I have other options and things like that or different stuff. But the thing was, Larry wasn't even supposed to shoot the ball.
Oh.
Well, he was and he wasn't. I always tell him, like, well, the decision's in your hands.
Yeah.
But Fudge was open, and so was Johnny.
Was Johnny under the basket?
Johnny was the one that set the screen. Johnny set the screen for Larry and then just rolled. He was wide open for the basket.
Yeah.
But, it worked out.
Yeah. How was it like being back home?
I was great. I got to be home a few days, got some good food, got to see my grandma, my aunts and cousins and stuff. They actually all came to the game. I think
that's dope.
If you look on the film, literally that whole section is over there. That's my people.
Oh, that's dope.
So, like I said, it was a good time. I definitely enjoyed myself at home. I'm trying to think crazy part is I didn't actually eat any of the food that I wanted to eat. But I got one meal from my grandma. But beyond that, nothing. I didn't get any pizza. Didn't get any hot dogs. What else? There's a great Japanese spot. Didn't get to go to. Nothing.
So, you said you got some of grandma's food.
Yeah.
You didn't get any of your mom's food.
No.
That don't make any sense to me. It's your mom.
I don't want my mom's food.
Why? It's your mom.
She's gonna be. Love you, Mom. Don't get mad at me. She makes reservations real well.
Okay.
I mean, she can make the mess out some reservations. She's great at that.
That's a nice way to talk about your mama.
No, okay.
That's a compliment.
So it's not that she's not capable. She just never really. That was never her thing. No,
I feel you. My mom doesn't do that either. I'm joking. Like my mama does not. That's not her forte.
Yeah. And it's crazy though because I give her a hard time about it now because well, I got out the house and now you want to start cooking.
Yeah.
You want to venture into cooking now.
Yeah.
I'm all grown and I don't get to come over here all the time and enjoy the food. But, I still get, I'll enjoy a meal from her here and there now.
Okay.
But the one thing, so, she used to make French toast.
Mm-hmm.
It was almost like every weekend. It was either Saturday or Sunday, depending on what we had going on.
Yeah.
But she'd make French toast.
Okay.
I'm like, all right. I'm cool with this. And then she'd do a, what is it? It's like a tuna.
Okay.
I don't know how to describe it. It's like a tuna. Yeah. Yeah, so that was good.
Okay.
I'm like, all right, I'm cool.
Yeah.
Like, those are two things. I'm like, I'm good. As long as she makes those two things, we're good. I have no issue.
My mom is not one to really go in the kitchen and throw down like that. She's not. During it was either Christmas or Easter, we can get her to do a roast, and she can go to town on a roast, and that's her thing. I like onions, so she'll try to get extra onions in there for me, but a roast is her thing. Put it in the crock pot, put it in there, get the thing going. It's time to eat. The meat's there, the vegetables are there. It's great, but she's not a cook. It's her aunts and sisters and things. Not really her sisters. It's really more her aunts that are the ones that cook Thanksgiving dinner and things like that. And my aunt Dee Dee did the mac and cheese. She's no longer with us, unfortunately. But her mac and cheese was one that my brother, when we go to Fort Wayne, he always had to have Aunt Dee Dee's mac and cheese all the time. And Aunt Dee Dee eventually moved to Indianapolis for a little bit. She would hear Jeremy's coming over, or she would say, Jeremy, I got macaroni and cheese. And Jeremy would make a trip. My brother would make a trip over to her house for the macaroni and cheese. And my mom wasn't a cook. She didn't try to dabble in that and make something and then get her aunts to say, Carol, what you doing? Why you acting a fool? Because they would call you out. They would call you out if you messed up some stuff up. So, no, my mama understands, she makes some reservations. She can also say, let's go to Juicy Seafood because she's not going to cook nothing. And we're not mad about it. That's what we just get used to.
Hey, what is it? Sometimes you got to play your role.
Yes.
Be a star in your role. Tell the guys that all the time.
Who are some guys that buy into that thought to be a star in their role?
Two that I can think immediately off the top of my head. Trey does a great job of that. Trey Mitchell. Well, Trey Barber as well now. He's really become a leader at times.
Mm-hmm.
He'll see things and different things. All right, he'll hit that little, all right now. And kind of get people together a little bit at times.
Funny thing is, I've seen him do that. And so when you do it with the hand motion, I'm picturing him too.
He does a little, all right now, I'm not running for you guys. He gets guys together, and tries to step up and make sure the stuff's together. And then Johnny's been doing a pretty good job of that too as well. Because really, in most cases, Johnny would start on a lot of teams. But he's been called off the bench for 3 years now, and he's been averaging almost a double-double off the bench for 3 years now.
Yeah, Johnny to me is a walking double-double.
Yeah.
Just off the bench, he's kind of like an animal at times on the boards. If he's out there, he's gonna give you the extra energy. He's going to go harder to get those rebounds, but also make the right pass and not get in the way. Because some guys, they may have his skill set, but they may want to get in the way because it's kind of like you're playing a pickup game. You want to kind of show off a little bit, but it's not your role. It's not the kind of player you are. But Johnny's always been that guy, especially lately, that's kind of given the extra effort and everyone else to kind of follow him.
Yeah, that's why I said the three of them have done a really good job as of late, and being a star in the role. Obviously everybody else, they're playing their role and different things like that. But I definitely, the three of them sometimes don't get as much recognition for it. So I will say that.
I know, what game was it? The Memphis game. The last game I was at, Trey Barber kind of gets a pep in his step. He starts to jump a little bit when he gets excited. And I don't know if he got somebody on a mid-range jumper, but you could tell not only was he locked in just when he walked into the court, but he starts getting those shots going.
Yeah.
He starts feeling himself a little bit. And it's very clear when he gets to be in that mode.
Oh, yeah. When he gets if he sees the ball go in 2 times in a row, like 2 times that he touched it in a row,
Yeah.
I know the 3rd time and 4th time it's going up. But the thing about that is I also know it's not necessarily a force because it comes in the flow,
Yeah.
but I just know that it's coming. Because, it's like he's a rhythm guy. He's one of those guys that he sees the ball go in the hoop, the basket gets so much bigger.
Yeah.
Like that's why sometimes people are like, man, why do you let him just, he hits his move out there and then he'll shoot it. Almost, it seems like a contested shot. But the thing is, people forget he's also still 6'9". So it's not really a contested shot in the same way that most people have a contested shot.
Yeah.
So, is it the best shot? Not always, but he's making a good percentage of them. I can't really, you can't really vie with the numbers.
So I have not talked to you about this on the show, but I think the time is now to do it. Y'all turned the ball over too much.
1,000%.
And I went back and looked at the Logansport game, looked at some numbers. The field goal shooting percentage was poor. It was even worse from downtown. Y'all had 30 turnovers in that game. In that game alone, I saw another game where y'all had 23, another one where y'all had 20 plus. Over and over and over, y'all turning the ball over like y'all playing hot potato.
Yeah. So I have officially, made an adjustment for that.
Okay.
I'm not allowing popcorn in the locker room anymore. That butter.
I was looking at Brady to see his reaction to see if he was going to.
No. So it's just been something we've been talking about. We're trying to make adjustments with that. We usually you run for turnovers in practice.
Ooh, okay.
But the only thing that's happening is right now we're just getting in shape.
Yeah. I mean, it's a good punishment, but it's helping.
Yeah, as I said, we're in shape. So it's one of those. It's gonna get cleaned up at some point. I'm not too worried about it because the fact that we're still winning games, we're still doing what we need to do, and we're not necessarily doing the best with that or free throws. It can look up from there. If we just get those 2 things down, I feel like a lot of time we're gonna have a lot more space in between these wins. The margins will be bigger.
Yeah, that was one of the. I forget it was after one of the games. I talked to Josh, and he mentioned. I was like, "Hey, what's one thing you want to see your team do better? See the team do better?" And he mentioned turnovers and free throws. And he put out some numbers just off the top of his head about the season average from the free throw line, and then the numbers for turnovers. And that was before the Logansport game. And so, as someone that's watched a lot of basketball, you wouldn't expect a team that turns the ball over as much as you guys do to be at the top of the division, to be 7-1, to be right now. It's you and it's really just you, the Bobcats in St. Louis, and nobody else. As trying to get that top spot at the end of the regular season. Those could come back to hurt you when you guys play St. Louis in May or in the playoffs, end of May into June. Those turnovers could come back to hurt you, and it could be an early playoff exit. But it's also a good time right now to work on that because it could turn back and oh, no, we're not turning the ball over, we're taking care of it. And it could be a deeper playoff push for y'all.
Well, the thing about it is I know that we're capable of it because we had, when we played London in Canada, we had 11 at half. We finished with 14 that game. So I know it's capable of it because our goal every game is 15, under 15. So it's one of those things. I've seen it. We've done it. It's just a matter of all right, you gotta lock in. We gotta have those conversations throughout the game continuously. And then what's a wild stat is because I know we always, me and Josh are always talking about stats and different things. And you know how many teams in the league?
34.
34, and then there's 4 or 5 auxiliary teams or I don't know what the term is. I forget. We are currently 35th or 36th in turnovers and free throws. Yeah.
Okay.
And we are still sitting at a top 5 team in the league in terms of wins.
Make that make sense to me. Make that make sense. I went through and looked at this. There's 9 teams that have 1 loss. There's 2 teams that are undefeated in the TBL. And so for you guys to be there as far as with those categories and to still be in that exclusive group, it blows my mind. Literally like the emoji where the dude's mind is literally blown. That's my mind right now because I don't think I've ever seen a team until now where I paid attention to it, where you turn the ball over this much. Y'all can't hit free throws, but y'all still are one of the better teams in the league.
Yeah.
Doesn't make sense. I'm happy for y'all.
Yeah,
It makes my job easier coming in here and not having to talk about loss after loss. And
we're winning in spite of
yes,
of the negative things.
So this week you guys have 3 games. The week where you have 3 games in 4 days. I think 2 are home.
Mm-hmm.
Thursday's home against Lebanon, Battle of the Belt. Friday's home against Lake County, and then on the road once again at Logansport on Sunday. What should fans look forward to on Thursday and Friday when the Bobcats are back home?
Hopefully less turnovers and better free throw shooting. But honestly, it should be a good competition. I know Lebanon's kind of revamped their roster a little bit. Lake County has kind of made some adjustments. I know some guys aren't playing at the moment, so it should be pretty interesting. I will say, and I'm hoping that we come to play and we're ready to go. That's one thing we've been talking about lately. Is just get our starts going a little bit better. Maneuvering things a little bit quicker, getting it going. Because I don't want to be that team that plays from behind all the time. It's great that we're capable of doing that, but that's not something we want to advocate.
No, because you're forced to have to put too much energy into the game, just physically and mentally, to come back from that deficit.
Mm-hmm.
And then for you over there getting stressed out.
Yeah.
You've been taking your coat off in games and things like that.
Oh, it's been a little hot in the gym too.
It has been. I saw the video from Lake County. I'm thinking, man, it's hot up there too?
Well, no, Lake County wasn't bad. I was actually just mad.
Okay.
Yeah, that one was.
What made you mad in that game?
We're down like 10 at half.
What was going on?
They played a lot of zone in that game, and we just didn't have the. It affected us a little bit. I mean, I think part of it is we hadn't seen that much zone, so I just wasn't. Plus, I think guys were. We had a fair amount of guys that are from Chicago.
Yeah.
It didn't really like the game. Just had a weird feel to it from the jump.
Okay.
So.
And then Sunday, back at Logansport, I would encourage everybody watching this right now, every Bobcat fan, make the trip to Logansport on Sunday. Watch the team play. It's a new team in the TBL. First time the league is playing in the Berry Bowl. It's a fun place to watch basketball. Different three-point line than normal. So that's something to, I think, still adjust to, especially based off the last time you guys played there. But y'all have had some battles. Like some intense battles already early in the season, and my gut says y'all gonna have another one on Sunday.
Well, I mean, they did kind of adjust their roster too. Finney's back.
Oh, he was out?
Yeah, so the game we just lost, he didn't play.
Oh.
Yeah.
So was he on the bench?
He was there.
But he didn't play.
Yep. He was hurt, groin injury.
Interesting, because normally when he plays y'all, he doesn't play well at all.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden he's not there, and I saw the score at the end of the third quarter. And then I saw the final score. And I don't know what you said to make that happen, but you might need to have that happen before the game. Same type of speech. So y'all don't have to climb uphill like y'all did the last time.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be as delicate as I can now.
No. I for the sake of it, I can't repeat what was said.
Yes. No, I that's why I worded it the way that I did.
If you caught what I said, you caught what I said.
Yes.
But I'm not gonna repeat it.
Right.
So that was said that's a change. They also have a couple different guys they added on. There's one guy, I think he played in the G League a couple of years ago.
Okay.
I don't know how much time he actually played, but he was on the roster.
Yeah.
So, it should be interesting in terms of that too, but at least I'll get to see that a little bit, how that's going to shape up before we play them. As I think they've got 2 or 3 games before they play us as well.
Okay.
But, I mean, the main thing is we know we're not invincible. That's why I kind of wasn't super mad about the loss because everybody when you lose a game like that, everybody kind of is like, oh, okay. I see what you're talking about. Like, it's possible.
Yeah.
You know, like, because if you're undefeated the whole season, people.
Have you ever thought? Now I'm trying to go somewhere with this. I don't know how funny it's going to be. I had a thought earlier. We're talking about defense, talking about different things there, and Coach Carter in that movie early on was talking about, well, I got this sister with this name. We got this defense. We got this sister here with this defense. Do you try to get creative with your play calls so it helps stick in the players' minds?
I think there's like one play that's like that.
Okay.
Um,
I'm not asking you to say it right
yeah,
now.
no, I wasn't. Yeah.
Okay, good.
But I mean, really, honestly, it doesn't really matter. Honestly, you can know what it is. I have like 7 adjustments off of it. So it's Otis. I'll yell at Otis, and that's because it's an elevator company.
Mm.
So like, if you ever like looked in an elevator, it always says like Otis in there. So it's because it's an elevator screen in there. Other than that, no, it's pretty simple.
Okay.
That's about the only thing that's kind of creative in terms of that. Yeah, no, because I don't have
No Delilah, no Tatiana for trap, nothing like that.
I mean, I do have 2 sisters, but I don't have the 85 sisters that he had in that movie. You know, I mean, if I guess what would Kelsey be? Kelsey would be I don't know. It'd probably be we're gonna play super physical.
So she used to beat you up.
Yeah. Well, like basketball wise, yeah, no, you're catching an elbow. So what's funny is like, so she's actually had a better like if you were to go like ranking basketball careers, like playing wise, she had probably my dad, my brother, and then her.
Your brother, did he play overseas?
Yeah, like 19 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
And what about your sister?
4 or 5.
Okay.
But she won a championship. She was an MVP at one point.
See, y'all were some dogs.
Yeah, no, she was. So she went to Miami, Ohio. She was nice. Yeah, she's only like 15 months older than me. So like we were really.
Y'all real close.
We were in the gym like our whole lives together. And then she also like used to work out with me and Fudge too. So like she used to just her foot, like, also I give her credit, her footwork and the mid-range jumper. There's not many people on the planet that have that. She could play. And then my oldest sister, I guess Tristan, she didn't play basketball, but I guess that would be a defense that it'd probably be a zone that we would turn into a man, or a man that would turn into a zone. Because the one thing my older sister does is she likes to play jokes and play games on people. So a lot of it would be like I'm going to mess with you this way and have you thinking something else. And then, it's not that. Gotcha. Like that.
I would love to have just a whole, like, if I know they're probably outside of the state, but I would love at some point your dad or your mom or any of your siblings to come on here and have a good time. We still gonna talk BobKast basketball.
Yeah.
But we're gonna have a whole lot of fun talking about your life and the upbringing and stuff like that. Was your dad in town throughout the week? I know he's at some games.
I never know.
Okay.
He's all over the place. I think I want to say Vegas right now, or he might be back in Michigan City. Or
okay.
I don't know. Every time I call him, he's always moving around doing something.
Busy man.
Could be on the farm. He could just be hanging out. Like he in Chicago. It's always something.
Yeah. This week, man, we're gonna wrap this up. We could have gone a whole lot longer. It's been fun doing a one-on-one show, like just you and I, just sitting up here. And hey, if you can't get someone up here or a little last-minute scheduling change, come on. Just Chandler and I can carry this thing the whole time. Thursday, Friday, the 2 games this week are at home. Sunday is at Logansport. All 3 of those are games that fans can drive to. I believe the weather's going to cooperate this weekend.
Regardless, it's the Bobcat Bowl. That's what we need to turn it into.
The Bobcat Bowl.
Turn it into the Bobcat Bowl. It's not good. Don't make it the Berry Bowl. Let's make it the Bobcat Bowl. Everybody show up to that one for sure. So I already know you guys are going to come to the home games. I don't even have to ask you guys to do that because I know that's going to happen.
Yes.
But, that Sunday one, the Bobcat Bowl. That's what we want. Show up, show out.
Because based off what I have seen on some pictures on the Logan Sport Instagram, I think the Bobcats could have more fans there
Could.
on Sunday.
We definitely could.
If the fans make that drive, go into the Bobcat Bowl, and just cheer loud, because Bobcat fans are loud. Man. That's one of the best things about the city and the loyal fans of the Bobcats. They get loud, especially when they feel adversity. First time I watched Bobcats play was 2023. You were an assistant that year, I believe. I think your dad was still a coach. I believe you were an assistant, and I was blown away at how loud and passionate the fans got. Because I had seen it for the high school. I had seen them go wild for that. But man, after the Wildcat season was over and Bobcats took over in Memorial, fans got loud.
Yeah.
And they were loud for the entire 4 quarters. When they felt some adversity, speaking of St. Louis in that season, Bobcat fans, oh no, we're gonna treat it like it was a high school game. They're pointing, they were getting loud. Trust me, Logan Sport, y'all can take over the Bobcat Bowl. So go up there, make that drive. If you want to do something, say Bobcat Bowl, hold up a sign. I don't care. I don't care at all. Do it because they'll need your support.
What's that movie? Ben Stiller? Do it. Do it. Do it. Yeah. That's whatever. I don't remember. Was it? It's with Starsky and Hutch. That's what it is.
I've never seen it.
Really?
Never seen it.
He dresses up like an old man. That's just like, his character, whatever. He's trying to go undercover. He just do it. Do it.
Oh, Chandler, you get the last word, man. What do you want to leave the people with?
Bobcat Bowl. Bobcat Bowl.
There you got it. That's Chandler Levingston Simon, the head coach of the Bobcats. And this has been the BobKast. We'll see you next time.